he looked the part, but I'm just going by the way he treated me. And I've heard a lot of people say that. A lot of them, black and white. But the way Bill treated me, I don't have anything bad to say.
On the subject of racism, would you say that it's better now compared to back in the day, or is it the same, or has it gotten worse?
I think it's about the same. It just has changed. Like I say, if I'm not mistaken, they put the bet on Booker T. It don't mean nothing now like when Hogan had it. So they'll let you have it now. They don't mind you. They don't care who had a belt now. It don't mean nothing. During my time, they wouldn't have done that. I mean, they put the belt on me down around Memphis. Memphis belt didn't mean nothing during that time. So yeah, it's still a lot of racism, but they just changed it around.
Was the racism back in the day, like let's say back in the Memphis and back in the West Territory, was it more like a subtle, just behind the scenes thing, or was it kind of like an in your face kind of thing?
It was a little bit of both, but mostly behind the scenes. Because they would get you and come out of brother this, and they get behind the scene and cut your throat. But they doing that because they want to sell tickets to blacks and whites. But they don't know what the blacks go through, being a professional wrestler.
Was there ever any incidences backstage or anything where somebody really did something wrong to you, or was it more where they just affect your paycheck?
Just my paycheck. Because in the wrestling, the guys never did bother me. Because I stayed to myself, and they probably knew that if they had, it would have been trouble. Not that I could have beat them or whooped them. I'm not a shooter, but even back then, at over 400 pounds, I still would sneak behind your back.
If an African American came up to you now and said, "I want to get into the wrestling business," would you tell him to?
I would tell them what I've been through. And the way we're being is still the same way. But I would tell them that you need to learn this for yourself. Because I'm an older man now, I'm over the hill, as they would call it. You'll think that I'm jealous, don't want you to get in it, because I'm not in it anymore. So you go for it and learn for yourself.
Okay. What do you think one of the first lessons that he'll learn is?
First thing he'll learn is he's not gonna get rich. And the next thing he'll learn is that he's gonna probably be a jobber. He stand I would say a 75% chance of being a jobber, and they just not gonna use him well.
Going back to the in-ring, you mentioned it was because of the whole Kamala 2 thing. That's why you left Memphis and went to Watts. What was is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. What was your first impressions of Bill Watts as a person?
I knew when I got there that I was going to have a problem with Bill Watts because I had heard so much negative about it. I knew I was going to have a problem. I knew he was going to yell at me, but in my mind it was if I never made a dime, was to get him straight right off. But when I went there, it was a whole different thing. Bill Watts told everybody, because everybody believed in wrestling then. Bill Watts told all the guys, he said, "Look, this is Kamala, and this is the way I want you to refer to him around the wrestling fans as Kamala. And so he coming in, we're going to push him, and after we get him pushed up, we're going to bend him up for the junkyard dog." And that made me feel real good. And Bill Watts came over to me, and he told me, said, "You're going to make a lot of money here. You got a hell of a gimmick." My heart was racing, because I've been poor all my life. The only thing I could think about then is me and my mom at home. It was great.
Did you think Bill Watts was sincere when he said that to you?
He was. He proved it. He proved it.
You think it was a matter of Bill Watts, like, he saw more kayfabe and making people believe the gimmick?
Back during that time, I was with Friday, who is deceased now. But we had a van that we traveled in. And people never did, when I get to the arena, when they open the doors on the van, people there to see. I had a long dress that I wore. And I would sit in the van until he'd come and open the door. He'd try to get me out. I wouldn't come, I wouldn't budge. He'd reach in the van and try to pull me out. I'd go back for my chop. So I remember a couple of times, the way he got me out, we had a chicken. And so what he did was, he kept on, Kamala, come out the van. Kamala, come on, we got to wrestle. I wouldn't come. So the way he got me out, we had this chicken, a live chicken. And he threw the chicken in the van and closed the doors. And by that time I took the chicken and tore him apart. And I just put my head all in him, and it was stinking and nasty though, but that was the gimmick. That's why I wanted to do that. Before he closed the door, he threw the chicken in, I grabbed the chicken and tore him apart, and all the people were standing outside and they saw all of that. Ooh, but I was too, because it was smelling. But it was a hell of a gimmick. And after that, when the chicken died, I threw him over behind the seat, blood everywhere. And I have a few feathers around my mouth, and he opened the door and he begged for me. I sat there for a few minutes, then I come on out. Blood everywhere. And I love doing that kind of stuff.
How many people would actually see this?
Oh, all the fans, they hanging around the back where the wrestlers go in at. So a lot of them saw it. I remember one place that they saw it was Shreveport, Louisiana.
Was there ever a time when maybe you were sitting in a restaurant and a bunch of wrestling fans came in and you went in a gimmick? Like, how about if you were just walking down the street and somebody recognized you?
Okay, now I wouldn't walk down the street with my gimmick on. Just only to the wrestling arena or something like that. And they,
do you think like a great deal of your success had to do with the fact that the people believe so much because of that outside the ring kind of stuff?
Yeah, I do believe that.
Did anybody, like, after seeing something like what you did with the chicken, would you still have anybody come up and try to get an autograph or try to meet you or anything like that?
Yeah, I had a lot of people would come up and try to get autographs, but back during that time, I wouldn't sign autographs.
Okay. Did you ever feel that there was a sense of like the fans had a real fear for you after seeing that kind of stuff?
Oh yes. Oh, I could just start to wall people. They just scatter. But now they make me scatter.
Do you think it's ever possible to get that kind of believability back in wrestling again?
No.
Do you think that that's kind of like a lost art now, or it's just because the business has been exposed so much?
Because the business has been exposed so much.
What are your memories of your feud against Junkyard Dog in Mid-South?
Junkyard Dog in the Mid-South, I remember when I first started, after Bill Watts built me up, started me to working with Junkyard Dog. And that's when I started making some money. $3,500 a week back during that time.
Wow.
That was good money to me. Small territory, didn't have to go nowhere. It was great. And I saved every dime. Didn't have no bad habits, and I don't now. I saved every dime, and I bought me and my mama that home in 1983. I can just see it now. I remember the day that we moved in that home. May 3rd, 1983. And I always say, Junkyard Dog bought me this house. Even though Bill Watts was the one that paid me, I give both of them credit.
What was it like getting that first paycheck for that amount of money after all those years?
Well, I had come close, like I said, in Memphis I had made like $2,500, $1,500. 25 was top there in Memphis, but when I got down to Bill Watts, this was every week, $3,500. And sometimes when when Bill Watts would pay me, he would give me my envelope. Some of the guys that work for him would give me my envelope. When I see it torn open, I know it's a bonus in there. Bill Watson is $3,500 plus. So it's a little bonus in there, $500, $600. I mean, that was great.
What do you think worked so well about your feud
Yeah, we had chain matches, we had cage matches, and it was, working cage, you just can't work a chain match with anybody. But we worked chain matches together, and Junkyard Dog, so we got to work the next day, and it's about not hurting each other. Junkyard Dog was great with it. We threw packed houses. Bill Watts even thanked us. He said, I made more money this year than I ever made. That's what he told us.
What were those crowds like? With Junkyard Dog being so over? Like, what was it like performing in front of a crowd like that?
And this was every night in front of sold out. It was a great feeling. I don't know how to explain it. It just gave me goosebumps. And plus, I knew how to work the gimmick. I mean, I worked the gimmick as Kamala wild and would just do anything. And everywhere we would go. I remember one place in where we was every Monday night we was in New Orleans, and the people used to chat. When we get in the ring, who there? Who there? Who there trying to beat that dog? That was their chat. And I think about that, and then I just go crazy up in that ring, and the people just be so loud. They get so loud sometimes until you just can't hear them. It was great.
What was the Junkyard Dog like outside the ring? What kind of person was he?
I never did hang around him outside the ring, but I would see him, like in dressing rooms right before our match or something like that. I never did hang out with any of the wrestlers. I never did hang out with any of the wrestlers, but when he wasn't wrestling, I used to call him on the phone and we'd talk about our match, and he was, he was always real nice.
How come you didn't hang out with a lot of the wrestlers?
Because if I hang out with the wrestlers, they'll know the wrestler, and they'll put two and two together. Big old black guy like me, that's Kamala, and he hanging out with Junkyard Dog. As well as the promoters. Back then, it was strictly kayfabe. And plus, I wanted it to be that way. I wanted the kayfabe. I wanted people to believe my gimmick, and they did during that time.
The Mid-South area is known as a pretty wild party scene with a lot of those guys. Did you purposely try to stay away from that?
Yeah, I did stay away from it.
Was that just something that you were never into?
Yeah, no, I never was into that. No.
Okay. Then Andre the Giant came to Mid-South for his first matches against you. What was Andre like?
Andre, I had been around Andre a few times, but I had never wrestled him. And I remember the first match that I wrestled Andre was in Oklahoma City in 1983, I believe. And we got in the ring. During that time, the heels stayed in their dressing room, the babyface stayed in theirs. So Andre was a babyface. So they sent the referee back and forth to tell us our match, our finish, and what they wanted us to do. So sometimes you can get mixed up with communication that way, but if you're a smart wrestler, the people don't know it, and you can always make up for it in the ring. So I can't understand what I did, but I remember me covering Andre. I just covered him. He's so big and so strong. At 400 pounds, and he pressed me, he threw me up so high and called me a dumb son of a bitch. He threw me up so high, I stood up. But I went back down, reached back down, I got him by his hair as he was coming up. And I beat the shit out of him. Beat him all the way back in the corner. And after that, the next day, we was in wrestling again in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We was where we could go to each other. And I remember that I had a 357 and I had it in my pocket. And I went to Andre, and Dick Murdoch was sitting there with him. I said, let me tell you one thing, Andre. I said, I will kill you, and I will do it right now. He said, I'm sorry, boss. I'm sorry. With that French accent. I'm sorry, boss. I don't think. I said, well, motherfucker, every one of them got a pocket where I carried a stack bear dunya for about 3 months. But that stack bear dunya was hurting, and then I got scared that I might fall on it and go off. So I carried a pocket knife. I don't know how I would have got to it if that big bastard had got me down. But I just felt safer with it, and I carried it for 15 years.
What was Andre like outside the ring? Did you guys ever hang out outside the ring, or?
No, we never did hang out. But I remember one time I was in this restaurant, and I was eating. Andre came in, a bunch of more. So it was a restaurant bar. It was the only place I could get something to eat. And so I got me something to eat, and then I had me a couple of beers, something I didn't usually do. And I had a couple of beers, and Andre came in, and he was real nice, though. He came in, and he started drinking, and then they started trying to dance. And he ended up, I had about 5 beers and was drunk. I ended up dancing with one of the Moondogs and Andre. Dancing with guys. But it was just, just having fun. And then after that, I left because I don't party with the guys.
Do you think Bill Watts was ever too strict with the way that he treated the guys outside the ring, or the way that he used to fine people for showing up late, that kind of stuff?
No, because Bill Watts, that's why his business was so respected. And I never was fined because I was always there on time. But he was running a business, and I think what he done was fair.
What are your memories of when Devastation Inc. formed? Did you like being a part of that group?
Oh yes, that's General Skandar Akbar, one of my favorite managers, and I love being around him. We were just like family. We slept in cars together. Well, we didn't have to. We slept in cars together up and down the road. We traveling. We wouldn't get a motel because we traveling. We just pull up in a rest area, go to sleep, and get up the next morning or get up later on and travel on. We were just like family, and we still are.
What was Skandar like outside the ring?
He was fun. He was real generous. He was just a fun person to be around. He always cracking jokes, and he loved music, and he liked the same type of music that I like. I like all type of music, but he liked the same type of music that I like. We just laugh and joke, and we do the same thing now when we see each other. Just a big reunion when Akbar and I see each other.
What did you think made the Devastation Inc. stable so successful? What about the whole gimmick?
During that time, we had, like myself, the Missing Link was a great guy, and it was a few other guys. And we just was a heck of a team. And everywhere we went, we turned heads. Because we worked hard at it. We all worked our gimmicks to a T, the best we know how. And I think that's what made it so successful. Plus, we had a good mouthpiece, General Skandar Akbar.
Skandar Akbar just did one of these shoot interviews with us, and he was telling us about the heat that he used to get. One time, a woman threw her baby at him.
Yeah.
Other stuff like that. Was there ever too much crowd heat where you felt that you were in danger?
Yeah, many times. Akbar had so much heat. When we would go to the ring, we always stood a chance to get cut. We've been hit so many times. Thrown and spit on and everything. But Akbar just had that instant. He could even just open his mouth and the people go crazy. And they used to have me, I'd be walking right behind him, and I act like I'm just a big old dummy. And I have my hands on him and, and protecting him and all that stuff. And some people would tell me, especially the black people, you about that dumbest, big old black ass nigga I ever seen in my life. Just look at it. And the more they would say that, the worse I get, the more I try to protect him. I loved it there. I knew I had heat when I was doing that.
Were you there when the lady threw the baby at him?
No, I wasn't there.
You heard that story, though?
Yeah, I think I've heard that story before. Yeah.
How about outside of the arena? Were there a time where fans, followed the car? I heard a fan shooting at the car. Anything like that ever happen?
Yeah, I remember once we was coming from Oklahoma fans followed us about 50 miles. And I know every time Akbar would slow down, they would slow down, right up on our bumper. When we speed up, they would speed up. So anyway, we pulled over to the side. When we pulled over to the side, they stopped way back. We get in the car to leave, they'll take off in my house. So one time, the last time we pulled over, we just stayed there, we just sat there. So finally they pulled on around us and got on their other side and started back. And they pulled back and they stopped, we were still sitting there. They stopped across the median. Excuse me. So what I done, I got a Coca-Cola bottle. And I threw that Coca-Cola bottle across the median and broke the windshield, the side glass of the car on the driver's side. And then we took off, and that was the last we saw of him.
You mentioned that with Andre you carried the knife and the gun. Did you ever feel you had to do that to protect yourself from the fans?
No. I probably, no, yes and no. But I didn't worry a lot about the fans because most times when we pull up to a building, they would have security there. So, the fans wasn't much of a problem.
How about you had that feud against Jim Duggan and Bill Watts? We'll start with Jim Duggan. What was he like to work with?
Jim Duggan, I still work with him. I love working with Jim Duggan. We friends and we workmates. We have a lot of matches across the country right now together.
Has Jim Duggan changed from all the way back then to now?
Jim Duggan is the same now as he was then to me. He even looks the same. I can't even tell the difference.
Well, how would you describe him outside the ring? What his personality's like?
Just like in the ring, right? Wild and Jim Duggan is allowed to come in and I'm standing up somewhere. He's just wild all the time. He come in, I ain't gonna be standing up talking to somebody. He just come in and snatch my pants down my ass. He's a fun guy.
Are there any favorite matches or angles from back in the Mid-South days?
Yeah, we had the one where we won Jim Duggan in Jackson, Mississippi. I forget what year, it was in the 80s though. But that was one of my favorites because Jim, we had a good match together and then we come in and it was a good angle when Akbar won him. He had half his beard shaved off and I used to laugh at him about it, joke him about it. And he was a great guy. He is a great guy.
How about the matches? The Mid-South area is known for having very physical matches. Did it ever get too physical in the ring?
No, not that I know of. I never had one that was too physical.
How is Bill Watts to work with in the ring?
I only worked with Bill Watts a couple of times. And, matter of fact, I think I'm the only one that was working for him, and I beat him. He let me beat him, and I'll forever keep that video, too.
Why do you think that he did the job for you?
You know, I don't know. I guess because I would say because I was a good worker and I was vicious, and he'd rather put it on somebody, let somebody like me beat him than to let anybody else do it. I mean, other people that done it, I'm not the best worker in the world though, but I was one of them, and I think that because he let me beat him, that I was somebody special, and I felt that way.
Do you have any memories of when Ric Flair used to come into the territory to defend the NWA title?
I remember him coming in with Ric Flair. I never worked against him, and I don't think I can't remember ever working against Ric Flair.
Just some thoughts about what some of these guys were like. They were also in the Mid-South territory. Steve Dr. Death Williams.
I worked with him when he first came into Mid-South. He had a few other matches, but most of the guys was afraid to work with Steve because he was just off that football field and he was stiff and strong. And a lot of the guys, I mean, they would work with him, but they was always kind of worried. I said, shuck, I go in there and wrestle with him. And I went in there and told him what to do and everything. We had a good match. We had one of the best matches. And I worked with him a lot of times since.
How about One Man Gang?
One Man main game, I worked with him quite a few times, but we never had good matches. I guess because we were just too big to do anything, so we never had good matches and never had real good response or nothing like that.
What about Ted DiBiase? What was he like?
Ted was kind of wild, but he was a good guy. I always got along real good with him. I can hear him now. Him and Junkyard Dog would always call me Walla Walla. So Ted was a good guy.
How about the Freebirds?
The Freebirds, I didn't hang out with those guys. Well, I didn't hang out with anybody, but the Freebirds, they was all good guys. All of them was real good guys, but they had some wild parties out there.
You stayed away from those, though?
Oh yeah, I stayed away from them.
What was it like wrestling at the Superdome?
At the Superdome, that was my first biggest building that I can remember that I had ever worked in. And it was great. And of course I was looking for a big payday, which I still got a good payday. But listening to some of the guys, all the money that I was making, that was still would be a what. I didn't make what the guys claimed that we would make, that I would make. But still, I made good money on it.
Did you ever go to Watts and complain about the payday?
No, I wouldn't have dared to do that because I was already making good money. I was happy.
How about Bruiser Brody? What was it like to work Bruiser Brody?
Oh, Bruiser Brody, a good guy to work. I guess you say all the guys I say good though, but he was good to work with. We grew a lot of money together, and at the Sportatorium, we grew so many people there until the fire marshal said if we ever put that many people in that building again, they were gonna shut it down. We grew good money everywhere, and Bruiser Brody was responsible for my first biggest payoff.
What was that? What show was that?
It was for Bob Geigel. Bob Geigel, and I don't know the name of the wrestling organization, but it was in Kansas City.
What was Brody like outside the ring?
Real quiet, man of a few words. He would talk to you if you talked with him, and that was it.
Now you went to Puerto Rico a couple of times, right?
Yes.
What was that like in Puerto Rico?
Not getting paid, a lot of checks canceled.
Really?
Bouncing. So I went there a few times. I liked going to Puerto Rico, but I didn't like going not getting paid. So it really wasn't good at all for me.
What was your reaction when you heard that Bruiser Brody was murdered down there?
I was supposed to work with him. I can't remember the date, but a few weeks later I was supposed to work with him again back in Dallas. That broke my heart.
Were you surprised when you got the news?
Yes, I was.
How did like the Puerto Rico crowd compare to let's say like the Mid-South crowd or the Memphis crowd?
I didn't like them because they have you so far away from the people. You don't have good response, and I can work better when I have real good response. And it just wasn't that good in Puerto Rico to me.
Why did you leave Mid-South to go to World Class in 1984?
Okay, because I had been with Bill Watt for about a year and a half, and didn't want to burn myself out. So Bill Watt, he came to me real respectful, and he said, Kamala, so we're gonna finish you up in about another month, but I got another good spot for you to go to. That's the way they used to do back then. They would take care of you. And he told me, I got you going into Dallas, and I told them how to use you, how I use you, and I was successful with you. And they're going to do the same thing when you get to Dallas. And they did, and I kept right on making money.
Do you think that's one of the reasons that the territory system really worked for the boys, was if you got a little burned down in one area, it was easy to move into the next territory?
Yeah, you said, repeat the question.
Like the territory system back in the day, was it real beneficial for the wrestlers? Because if you got burned out in one territory, there's another territory right there that you could move to?
Yeah, it was much better then. I lived through that time, so it was much better then. You know, promoters, they wouldn't burn you out. They would use you for a while here, and before they burn you out, you might well lose a match on the way out, but but they got you in another territory. And during that time, the territories didn't overlap, like the television didn't overlap like they do now.
Yeah. What did you think when Vince McMahon started? Cause we're kind of skipping ahead, but while we're on